My name is Amrita Desai. I'm a lactation consultant employed with KEM Hospital and Sahyadri Hospital, Nagar Road in Pune. And I've been working with KEM Hospital for a period of about 7 years now. I'm also the head of the Department of the Human Milk Bank at Sahyadri Hospital, Nagar Road. And today we'll be discussing about kangaroo mother care. India, as you all know, has a very high rate of preterm deliveries and low birth weight babies. So what we are looking at is an intervention that will help us in taking care of these babies even in resource poor settings. So kangaroo mother care was a technique that was found by Ray Martinez in Bogota, Colombia. And they found that when high-tech equipment is not available, when babies are kept in skin-to-skin contact with the mother or the father or the caretaker, they happen to monitor their levels of respiration, their temperature really well. In India, in a country where not every city and not every place has the high-end facilities that are required for preterm babies, kangaroo mother care tends to be one of the best resources that are available, because all you need is a mother or a father or a caretaker and the baby is in safe hands. There are a lot of benefits that are available because of kangaroo mother care, and the benefits are not just related either to the mother or to the baby. They are related to both of them. Most importantly, the baby's temperature levels are monitored. As we all know, preterm babies are not born with a lot of fat stores. So it's a little difficult for them to regulate and maintain their temperature. They are not able to do it. But when you put in a preterm baby in skin-to-skin contact with the mother, you will see that the baby's temperature levels are really maintained. The mother is like the best temperature heater, incubator, whatever machine you want to call her around. Because if the baby is falling cold, the mother's body temperature will increase to make the baby warm. If the baby is feeling hot, the mother's body temperature decreases to make the baby feel cooler. So you have that the regulation of temperature is done much better than any of the machinery that we have existing with us right now. Secondly, babies learn to make sure that their respirations are even, that their respirations are stable, that there are no desaturations, that there's no dipping in the oxygen rates. So babies are in an upright position. They are also in what you might say is a prone position slightly, because the mother is always reclining a little in the kangaroo position. So the baby is put on the tummy most of the time, and this position helps to make babies breathe better. Thirdly, babies also end up in secreting such hormones and secreting gastric lipases, which also help them to digest better. So it is a little miraculous that something like KMC might make a baby digest better or might make his digestion better. And you definitely cannot forget the kind of good skin-to-skin bacteria that are shared from the mother to the baby. So in a way, the mother is also passing on a little bit of immunity to the baby through the skin-to-skin contact. Also, babies who are given kangaroo care very frequently during their hospital stay tend to have shorter hospital stays. They tend to put on weight much more easily. They tend to grow faster. They tend to transition to oral feedings or breastfeedings much more earlier than other babies. So in general, you're basically looking at a reduced hospital stay. of course cannot forget bonding, because it's very difficult for a mother to just see a baby who's surrounded by tubes and who's surrounded by machinery and who is way smaller than what she expected the baby to be, and not be able to touch him or cuddle him at all. This practice gives her all the time that she wants to bond with the baby. In the unit here at KEM Hospital, we tend to practice KMC for a duration of 1 hour, and this is done twice a day. So it's recommended here at least that the mother does it once and then the father can do it once as well. So we like to involve our fathers here in kangaroo care so that they feel they are bonding with the baby and they have a role to play in the baby's growth, and not that they are just associated with the hospital bills for their baby. Similarly, there are benefits of kangaroo care for the mother. You can see that she feels really good after a kangaroo care session. She's able to hold the baby, sing to the baby, play with the baby, and that helps. Also, when you have a preterm baby who's born, it's very difficult for the mother to, sustain her lactation, to maintain her lactation, or in simple terms, to even begin her lactation. So if you have a mother who's giving kangaroo care twice, thrice a day, as much as possible, as much as it is safe for her and her baby, you find that her milk supply tends to increase. Also, babies who are given kangaroo care frequently, they tend to make mouthing movements, which we call as rooting, which tends to get them to suck feeds earlier. And they tend to go to something what we call as non-nutritive sucking also very early. So you are basically taking the mother from a stage where she is not lactating really well to a stage where she is just about managing, and then progressing to where she is able to completely give only her milk to the baby, which in the end is our goal for any preterm baby, that he receives only his mother's own milk throughout the entire period that he is a premature baby, and of course after he is term as well. The mother or the baby's caretaker, whoever is willing to give kangaroo care, needs to be kept in a room which is dimly lit, not very harsh, not a lot of noise around, and she's made to sit on a very comfortable chair. And she is given the baby in a skin-to-skin contact. So when we talk about what the baby has, the kind of clothing that the baby is made to wear, you would advise the mother or the nurse could keep the baby in a diaper, and the baby could have socks to keep the baby's feet warm. The baby is made to wear a cap. The baby can also be made to wear an open sweater where the front side of or the chest is remaining open, and the baby is given in a skin-to-skin contact position, or you can also call it as a chest and tummy position, where the baby's chest and the mother's chest are in contact, or where the baby's tummy and the mother's chest are in contact. What we also call this position of the baby is the frog-like position. So baby's hands are extended and baby's legs are extended, the neck is to one side, and the mother supports the baby's neck with one of her hands, and she also supports the baby's bottom by her other hand. When we speak of kangaroo mother care, I'm sure there are questions which arise regarding the hygiene that needs to be taken care of. If it's the nurse who is going to handle the baby and who's going to give the baby to the mother in the kangaroo care position, then she needs to follow what is the WHO code of hand washing. There are also questions which arise regarding the mother's hygiene where kangaroo mother care is considered. So if you have a mother who has either a sponge bath or a normal bath, even once a day is more than enough. She need not necessarily clean the breast area every time before she gives the baby for kangaroo care, because that will again in turn not regulate the temperature. The breast area will be a little more colder than what her other body temperature would be. So it's not recommended to keep cleaning the breast area continuously. So one bath, one sponge bath a day, either ways is more than enough. This is a kangaroo care bag. This is the back part, this is the front. And what you would basically do is the baby would go in from here, and this part, which looks like a mini diaper area, is where the baby's lower body would go. And from here there are gaps. You can pull the baby's legs out. So this becomes like a comfortable cushion for the baby. And when you're giving the baby to the mother, you would turn this around. So the baby is in your hands like this. And you would turn it around and give it to the mother. There's a sling here. This goes around the mother's neck so she can comfortably hold the baby. And there are also ribbons at the side. So if required, these ribbons can be tied around the mother's waist. So the chances of the baby slipping in this position are reduced. And you need to see that the baby's neck is well supported. So you need to inform the mother that she needs to hold one hand where the baby's neck would be and one hand where she would be supporting the baby's bottom. So that position is very important, and you need to also inform that there shouldn't be too much extension of the neck on either side. So there shouldn't be an hyperextension and there shouldn't be a flexion. So that also has to be informed to the mother. So it is recommended that you always use a kangaroo mother care bag so that, mothers are very confident, because when you look at a mother who's delivered a preterm baby, although she wants to hold her baby and touch her baby, she's really scared because babies are really fragile. And having a kangaroo mother care bag gives her at least that assurance that the baby will not slip. Mothers, fathers, both are counselled to give kangaroo care even post-discharge. So it's not a practice that stays just when you are in the hospital. It is also something that you carry with yourself when you go home, and you would practice kangaroo care even after going home. It is suggested that you can practice it up, till the baby turns about 2 kilos, because after that it might be a little difficult for the mother or the father to handle a baby. Even the activity of the baby would increase. But otherwise, if you find that your baby is most comfortable in that position, then you really don't have to look at any weight criteria. You can still continue with kangaroo care for as long as you want.